Alright, let's start with a question. Why do certain actors become inseparable from a single role, even when they've done 100 others? Take Reggie Bannister, who just passed away at 80. If you've seen Phantasm, you know him as the mustachioed, guitar-slinging Reggie, part action hero, part cosmic hippie. But here's the twist, his real legacy isn't just that role. It's how he became a symbol of indie filmmaking grit. A cult icon who outlived the expectations of a genre that often forgets its stars. Let me unpack this, because the deeper you dig, the more fascinating it gets. First off, let's address the obvious. Reggie wasn't just an actor. He was a survivor. When Don Coscarelli cast him in 1979, none of them knew they were building a franchise that had spanned 4 decades. But what's remarkable isn't the longevity itself, it's how he leaned into it. Think about it, most actors would get typecast and resent it. Not Reggie. He doubled down, becoming both the face of Phantasm and its behind-the-scenes secret weapon, music composer, producer, even a co-writer later on. That's not just dedication, it's a refusal to let a role define him on anyone else's terms. Now, here's where it gets personal for fans. The Phantasm universe isn't just killer spheres and gothic horror. It's a fever dream about facing death, and Reggie's character was our anchor. But what many people don't realize is how much of his real-life persona seeped into the role. He was a musician first, right? That quirky, bluesy vibe he brought. That wasn't an act. It was him. And that authenticity made the absurdity of the movies work. Without him, would a scene of a guy fighting a 7-foot-tall mortician with a flying coffin lid even land? Probably not. He was the glue that made the madness feel grounded. But let's zoom out. Reggie's death isn't just a loss for horror nerds, it's a window into how we mythologize artists. Angus Scrimm, who played the tall man, died in 2015. Now Reggie's gone. And suddenly, the last living link to the original films is severed. What does that mean for the franchise? For the fans? Personally, I think it's a moment to ask, can a cult classic survive once its stars fade? Or does it become a relic, frozen in time? The Phantasm movies thrived on their underdog energy, their refusal to play by Hollywood rules. But without the people who embodied that spirit, does the magic fade? And then there's the elephant in the room, dementia and Parkinson's. The irony isn't lost on me. Reggie spent decades outrunning a literal Grim Reaper in a polyester suit, only to be slowed by diseases that steal your sense of self. What's haunting here isn't just his passing, it's how his final years mirror the themes of the films. The inevitability of decay. The horror of losing control. That's the kind of meta-layer that makes you stop and rethink the whole franchise. Was Phantasm always about Reggie's battle with mortality? Or was it preparing us for his real-life exit all along? Here's the thing, Reggie Bannister wasn't just a horror icon. He was proof that you could carve a niche and own it without selling out. He didn't chase blockbusters. He stayed weird, stayed local, and let the weirdos and wanderers find him. And in an era where every franchise gets rebooted into oblivion, that kind of loyalty feels radical. So what's next for Phantasm? Maybe nothing. Maybe everything. But if you ask me, the real takeaway here is that Reggie's legacy isn't in the spheres or the graveyards. It's in the idea that the most memorable stories aren't the biggest ones, they're the ones with heart, grit, and a damn good guitar riff. What do you think? Drop your memories of Reggie in the comments. Let's keep his weird, wonderful spirit alive.